Hi, I'm Erin Lento from The Witch of Saturn here with my Astrobestie Maggie Turner from Made by Mags Astro.
Hi.
And this is the week ahead astrology. Today is Tuesday, October 7th, 2025, and we're looking at this upcoming week and just doing a little bit of a recap on what's been going on so far. So let me go ahead and share my screen so we can just see what's going on
Okay.
with the charts. So these are the current transits, and we just had last night was the full moon in Aries. So how is that for you?
Um, I feel like nothing crazy happened or anything. I did have to be super brave and do a live all by myself last night about the full moon. Um, that was took some confidence to do. So I did that, and that was probably just my thing about it's okay sometimes to like be independent and do things alone. I don't always need somebody there to hold my hand.
Yeah, it's a
That
good
sort of thing.
initiation and start of something
Yeah.
new and out of the box, which is, very Aries.
Yeah. How is it for you?
Well, I mean, kind of same because I did my first in-person tarot event on
Ooh.
Sunday leading up to the full moon, and I really, really enjoyed it. I wasn't sure how I'm so used to being virtual.
Mm-hmm.
I like because it really helps me kind of like contain my own energy. But I really liked reading like that for people and kind of like back-to-back readings. Like it was good. I'm into it. So again, a new
Yeah.
start, a new start of something that we've already been doing, right? Like
Yeah, right?
not like new moon vibe of, oh, let's start this whole new thing, but it was kind of
Yeah.
like a shift in,
It's like you hit the next step
yeah, yeah, a
in
little
that.
level up.
Yeah, and that's the moon was great for momentum in that part of it. I was worried that it would be like really triggering or hard for some people, like accidents or fights or something like that. I haven't really heard much of the mundane. I know there's stuff going on where, like, I'm in Canada, so I can't really say if this is true or not, but where in Portland and in Chicago, where they're like, Trump is deploying the military and they're just kind of attacking civilians and trying to almost provoke war in a way, even though nobody's trying to do that other than
Yeah,
them. So it's odd.
it's definitely interesting the military presence and kind of, that being front and center right now with our government and in the media. That definitely feels very Mars and Scorpio, right? Like Mars
Mm-hmm.
is kind of,
Mm-hmm.
speaking of leveling up or powered up, Mars would be the planet that signifies the military.
Yeah.
And I wonder what we're going to see happen with that. And even with that energy, like you were saying, of fighting or feeling argumentative, like I feel like that's going to build and peak when we have the Mercury Mars conjunction that's happening a little later
Yes.
in the month and in 2 weeks, let's say, on the 20th. Um, so I feel like we could see something evolve with that around that time.
Yeah, most definitely. Like maybe it did hit a point yesterday and we just because of the secretive nature of Scorpio hasn't really been revealed yet or understood. I understand the government is shut down right now. So
Yeah.
what does that really mean?
I mean, it happens often. It's
Okay.
kind of like they can't come to an agreement, so everything comes to a stop which
Mhm.
isn't good for the economy or government workers or anything like that. So hopefully it gets resolved sooner than later.
Okay, so there's no, "Oh, it'll just start this day again," yet, or anything like that?
I honestly don't know. I would have to look into it more.
Mm, okay.
I do have a problem, and I think you're better at this than me of paying attention to current events through the lens of astrology. Like maybe I need to start doing that a little bit more because I have a tendency to kind of like, I got to turn it off a little bit because
Yeah.
it's just this constant, whenever Trump's in office, it's like you can't even take it all in. There's just something happening every day, and it's just more and more and more madness, it feels like. And so sometimes I'm just like, I gotta turn it down, you know?
Yeah, it's, I try to just do it through astrology and not get any personal stuff in there. It's just so interesting to watch somebody who has Uranus in Gemini and the way he
Mm,
projects that out into the world. Well, Uranus is now in Gemini. It's chaos.
wow,
Something new
he
every
does, huh?
day. Yeah.
So this is like his Uranus return.
Yeah. It's like he's playing this game, like this mental game where he's like,
Well,
I don't know, it's crazy.
and Mars right now would be squaring his natal Mars pretty soon because he has Mars and Leo in the first house.
Oh,
I wonder
yes.
if I
And
have
I
his
forget
chart
what.
in here.
Isn't it in an earlier degree?
I don't. I have it in my phone.
Oh, okay. Um, Today's big thing though, before we get into that, is the Mercury square Pluto transit, which is like happening in a matter of minute, maybe in like half an hour here. Um, have you been feeling that at all or seen that through others at all yet?
Hold on. Oh yeah. I don't have that one on my calendar for some reason. I just have the ingress into Scorpio.
Yeah, it's at 10:40 a.m. So we're like, it's very strong right now. And I don't know if that's, I don't, it's kind of another one that's a little bit behind the scenes or secret. Like it might be more internal mindset stuff for most people, almost like an internal power struggle, something along those lines. Um, have you haven't felt that today at all? Like that kind
Today?
of almost obsessive compulsion about things?
I mean, I feel obsessively compulsed about things often. So
Yeah, all right. I
I'm
haven't
like,
really been
how's this
feeling it.
different than any other day?
Maybe that's all it is. And it's just sort of because Pluto's in retrograde, it's not as intense as it would be any other time. Like Mercury's fast, Mercury does this, Mercury makes squares to Pluto often. Um, but yeah, I wondered if maybe we would, because Mercury in the mundane stance is like media or news platforms, social stuff. Maybe we'll hear something today about the shutdown or what's been going on behind the scenes or like undercover stuff. We'll
All right.
see.
So well, I just
This
pulled
is Trump.
this is Trump.
Okay.
This is the chart that, so there's some debate, right, about his ascendant degree being because he's at 29 degrees, 55 minutes of Leo. He
Yeah,
could
that's a,
easily switch over into Virgo, right?
he
But
does. he
but
gives that Leo.
but I think we
Yeah.
can all agree that it's Leo. Like
He
this
gives
is,
Leo. Yeah.
he's given Leo vibes
Yes.
with the
Leo
hair.
vibes for sure.
Like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
If anything, it's probably closer to Mars.
yeah. So, and then he has that Mars and Leo conjunct the ascendant with the
Mhm.
boomer Pluto Leo
Yes.
placement in the first house as well. So this just to me really tracks. I think that this is the right ascendant. But it's interesting because right now he's got Jupiter right on his natal Saturn and
Mm.
and
And
Venus
Venus.
there. Um, and like Mars is moving
Mars is
towards
square
his,
Pluto, his Pluto today.
yep, squaring his
Oh
Pluto
my
and then moving towards this natal Mars square and squaring
God.
his ascendant as well, which is interesting. So I do think that that build up with the military has not reached a peak yet,
Right. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
It's getting where do Mercury and Mars come together? Let me
that's on the 20th at
19 degrees.
is that
So
where they are?
yeah, it's pretty close. That happens 3 times though. I wonder where the because Mercury goes retrograde pretty
Retrograde.
soon. Yeah, so it comes back to meet with Mars. So that should be interesting.
Yeah, it's like right in between his natal Pluto and Mars, which is, I mean, just that in of itself, this Pluto Mars in the first house of Leo, very like explosive type of personality, right?
Oh
Like
yeah.
just triggering and
Super, super direct.
intense.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what
Yeah.
anybody else thinks or says. This is the way
But
it's
this is
happening.
also going to be pretty close to his IC.
Yeah, that's
This
true too.
happens, and it would be interesting to see this Mercury retrograde because that's going to cross that angle because
Yeah.
Mercury starts its shadow period on the 21st when it hits what 20 degrees it retrogrades back to. I think
Yeah, I
it's the
feel like
shadow.
yes, 20 degrees. So where does it start? Oh, it goes into Sag and starts retrograde
Yeah, so it
after
hits.
that. So something that he says
So there
soon.
it is. So
There
we
it is.
have
It's
then
6 degrees.
November, November
Okay.
10th, it's going to retrograde. It'll go,
Oh, and that's when they Mars and Mercury meet again.
which is where. Mm,
Right there.
right
The
there,
day Mercury goes retrograde, basically.
which is November 12th.
Crazy.
Yeah, Mercury will retrograde past Mars the 12th into the 13th. So we do want to see kind of what's going to happen there.
Yes. So it's interesting that Mars is square his Pluto today, and then Mercury's going to come hit that 10-degree point by next week. So something he says or puts into action because he tweets a lot or whatever it's called now, X.
True. No,
He's
he's like Truth Social now.
yeah,
You gotta keep that
whatever it's
money.
called.
It's a
He's
truth.
always
I don't
yeah,
know. What is it?
he's always doing that online, right? So I wouldn't be surprised if he declares something and then it comes back and it goes back and forth for a while through that Mercury retrograde.
Yeah, so we see this Mercury retrograde all the way back to this 20-degree point where it stations and then goes direct. But interesting, like when's it gonna hit? It's gonna retrograde back over his IC around the 23rd with Venus there.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Okay.
And then
Venus is his 10th house too, so very public,
yeah,
but
Uranus
in his fourth house on
still
his
hanging out
IC.
up there too. That's
Yeah,
by that time Uranus has gone back into
his 10th,
Taurus.
and that's a square to his ascendant.
Yeah, and that was, remember when Uranus was right on his midheaven, where that was when there was the assassination attempt?
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
So this is interesting. Something with like home, family, living situation, who he is in the public eye. I don't know. Interesting.
It is interesting. Is something coming out that maybe he keeps a secret in his fourth house? Because that's also a very private place. He just happens to have Scorpio there. Another very intensely private sign. I don't know. It sounds like maybe secrets or something come out from his fourth house. He
Yeah,
just totally loses control over that sector.
I know, but Venus is there, so it can't be that bad, right?
Where's his natal Venus? Well, it's in that conjunction with
Conjunct
Saturn, the
Saturn in the
malefic.
12th.
Yeah,
But that will be trining this placement then
I
when that
guess
happens.
so. But trines can sometimes allow that stuff to flow with too much ease.
Yeah, like and Saturn is in its joy in the 12th where it
Yeah,
can
so
do
it's
more Saturn stuff.
definitely another place where secrets and stuff get hidden or kept
But
behind
is
the scenes.
Jupiter's still there then?
Jupiter, yeah, Jupiter will retrograde at some point on top of his natal Venus. So there's something about that Venus business for sure.
Marriage relationships, maybe it's something with the
Ah, yeah,
Epstein files or who knows, I don't know.
definitely. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Well, we should get back to
Yeah, the transits.
yeah, we went off on a Trump tangent.
His chart is so interesting though to watch because he is such a public figure. You can really watch the astrology actually happen in real time.
Yeah, you really can. And
The sun, what are you looking at? The sun on Chiron,
hold
Jupiter.
on. No, I'm just always like curious about like I always in my head think that he has strong Jupiter energy.
Oh, look at that trine to Uranus. It's pretty
Yeah,
close. Like
it's
that,
that.
if anything, just emphasizes the chaos, which is very definitely what he does to his third house. It's just like blurt blurting out random nonsense like
But
all
there's
the time.
also something very like he gets away with everything. Like he's just got
Yeah,
that
you're
luck,
right.
right? Because
That
it also is
lucky.
enshrined to his sun. I think that that's it. That's the
Mm,
I mean, it's really tight with Uranus, but it's still only 3 degrees and oh no, it's 5 degrees separating. Um,
Jupiter does protect him quite often.
that's what I feel like that is. It's also in trine to his north node, which is interesting.
Maybe that's it.
There's something there with Jupiter that I'm always like,
Yeah. Why? Why do you get
why you
protected
gotta
so
be like that?
much? I guess Jupiter is ruled by Venus. They're both the benefics, so it's nice to have a Venus ruled Jupiter, even though it's next to Saturn.
Yeah, and then that's just like if we look at the dispositor of that, it all kind of comes back to it's like Jupiter, Venus, and the moon are just like bouncing
Mm-hmm. Back and forth.
back and forth there, which is
Yes.
interesting.
Huh.
Yeah, very
Anyways,
interesting
yeah.
stuff. Anyway, let's go back to current transits. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that, with the military deployments, the National Guard, and I mean, even the like calling that meeting with all the generals that we talked about last week seems
Yeah.
very,
Apparently the judges are though like stepping in and trying to put it to a halt. So it's not full on takeover because there's still some sort of authority over him at this time.
well, it really depends on the reason. And like, you could get away with it in California because of the ICE protests, but in other places where there's not like a legitimate,
Yeah,
legal.
there's like 5 people protesting at the ice. Like they're I don't know. It's he has no reasoning for it other than to start shit, you know. Leo Mars likes to start shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. So then this week we get some good energy kind of coming in, where we've got the sextile between Venus and Jupiter that
Yes, that's nice.
goes exact on the 8th, although um, Venus is in the third decan of Virgo, which is not its most favorite place to be. So I think in terms of everybody's personal lives, it could be kind of a rough week with relationships as Venus moves to oppose Saturn in that third decan.
Yeah.
Although
Yeah.
I
That's what
do,
I'm
yeah, I
looking
do
at.
also see though that there could be an opportunity for that to like grieve parts of relationships that aren't working and rebuild them in a way that is. Um, I wonder if those kind of themes are going to be seen in our kind of personal day-to-day lives.
Yeah, so it's kind of crazy that if we back up a little bit, today Mercury is square Pluto, then the moon moves into Taurus overnight, which is Venus's sign, and makes that square to Pluto and Mercury again.
Yeah,
So
so
there's
here
like a
we have
T
like,
square happening.
yep, the moon and Pluto and Mercury, all in fixed early degrees of the fixed signs.
Yeah, and
So
then
it's squaring Pluto and then this opposition
yeah,
with
and then
Mercury and
Venus
the moon.
sextiles Jupiter, and it's like, okay, well, is this like a blessing? Is this something to be celebrated? Like, usually that would be a very nice energy, but you're right.
Yeah.
Venus is fall in her fallen place. Jupiter is a little too. What I've noticed about Jupiter being in exaltation is it's taking everything to the
Extreme.
exaggerated
Yeah,
extreme. Yeah, like
totally.
way too much. It's just too much.
It's definitely doing that. It always reminds me, when I think about how Jupiter does this, I think about Mario Brothers, where it's like bloop bloop, like it's
Oh yeah. They eat
like
a mushroom
you
and
eat a
then all of a
mushroom and
sudden
it's
they're
just
like, oh yeah.
yes, that's what Jupiter can
Yeah.
do. And I do think that I agree that that's been kind of the vibe with Jupiter is just making things a little bit bigger than they need to be, a little more excess.
Yeah.
Um, so I think that it's a mixed bag. There's
It's definitely a mixed bag.
I think
It's
it's
like
going to be emotionally challenging, but in a way that brings an opportunity to repair and grow and restructure. But there's going to be work that has to get put into it, and it's not going to feel super great until
mhm.
Venus moves into Libra. And then it's kind of
Yes.
like,
Yeah, that's a really good point. It's about we don't Venus and Virgo is sort of that working energy. Like we provide a service. We have to put in our time and effort in order to get like those Jupiter rewards in life. Like we don't just sit there and they come to us, that sort of thing. So maybe this gives a good boost of energy toward Venus before she has to make that opposition to Saturn, because that's not going to feel good. So you're right. It's probably like a really good boost of almost like enthusiasm or optimism after possibly a hard time today before Venus goes through another hard time and she makes that opposition to Saturn on Saturday.
yeah. And then after that, I think things are going to kind of lighten up as that separates. So let's just take a look at that. So this Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we have, the opposition just passed here. And then Sunday, Monday, late Monday, later
The
Monday.
14th is an interesting day. So
Yeah, the 14th is going to
Monday,
be something.
Yeah, Monday into Tuesday of next week is it's because Pluto comes out of retrograde and
Yep.
then Venus enters Libra
Here.
all in the course of like or what time? Yeah.
So Venus goes into Libra at 5:19 p.m. At 9:16, it makes an opposition to Neptune.
Yeah. And then
And
Pluto
then
goes direct.
at 11, Pluto goes direct. So that night, Monday night, is going to be some intense energy, I think for sure. Um, the Venus moving into Libra and then making that opposition to Neptune feels very surreal, dreamy,
Mhm.
mm,
Yeah.
creative space, or maybe after that opposition to Saturn, we've got like a little bit of Delulu energy with the opposition to Neptune, right? Where we're seeing things more through rose-colored glasses than we normally would be.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, definitely. It's
There's
it's crazy because Venus opposite Saturn, it seems like, oh, this is a extreme roadblock of some sort. And then Venus opposite Neptune is, are we making things up? Is it not even existing? Like, why do I feel this hard, heavy weight? Am I putting too much pressure on myself to perform almost or make this happen or,
Or it
stuff
just
like
could be that
that?
it dissolves.
Mhm.
That's kind of why I'm seeing it. I don't know. I don't know how. We'll have to see how it plays out for people. But I'm almost seeing it like there's this like grieving period or something's got to like die off in the relationship that's not working. And like Saturn comes in and is like, okay, you got to get your shit together, right? Like this has to be built the right way. And like then Neptune and Venus kind of dissolves that old way of being, and then
Oh,
Pluto
yeah.
goes direct and kind of transforms the whole thing. Like that's how I'm seeing it play out on a more personal, like individual level right now. Um, but then it does, then we've got look what's happening up here with
Yeah, that's getting
Mars,
very close.
which is this energy of like fighting about things or getting
Mhm.
angry or heated or whatever. But it could also be like cutting off and severing those mental ways of thinking
Yeah.
about things. So I do think it's a mixed bag in terms of it being a challenging energy to get through, but I'm hopeful that there could be good things that come from it and we could kind of like rebuild some structures within our lives in a
Because
different way.
Venus is also like making a grand air trine now. She's going to trine Pluto, like she'll be in that trine to Uranus and then trine Pluto the next day when it's out of retrograde.
Yeah.
That's like the first transit to a newly stationed Pluto.
Yeah. So that could be, oh, I wanted to go a day, not an hour. So there's Pluto direct in this trine with the grand trine here. We see this big triangle, right, with
Mhm.
Uranus, Pluto, and Venus. So it's almost like that seems like like if we get through to the 14th, we're kind of like through that shitstorm with whatever's going on with the Venus story.
Yeah, in hopes that it's some sort of saving grace after a long time of, yeah, like you said, a shitstorm because Venus is now in domicile. She's in her home sign. She has all her resources. Right now in Virgo, she has none of that. And she's starting to probably feel very drained and inefficient and unpurposeful, that sort of thing. Uh, so I hope that it's beneficial, but sometimes it can be a little bit like it's too good to be true. This isn't really what it may be peaceful and calm and harmonious for a bit, for a little bit,
Yeah,
which
it's
is
just
maybe the winter. and then I don't know if things get a little sketchy again next fall or next spring.
I think that for this week, it is just, to say it again, a mixed bag. There's good, some opportunity, some rough energy, uh, and then like another vibe shift, right?
Yeah, this
So
is definitely a huge vibe shift. And then Neptune does move back into Pisces really soon too.
yeah, when's that happening? That's
I
on the
think that
22nd. So,
yeah,
and the sun ingresses then too.
all this stuff happens around the Libra new moon. So that's when Mars and Pluto are together. Neptune shifts, the sun shifts.
You mean Mercury and Mars are together?
Oh yeah,
The new
sorry.
moon. Mercury hits its retrograde shadow period.
Mm-hmm.
And then Neptune and the sun both change signs. So there's that's like what's coming next.
Yeah. So that's what I mean. Like it's almost like, okay, look at we can see something forming here that is back to a sense of equality, or there's some sort of hope returning. Just Venus stuff, like that nice, pleasing, bringing people back together sort of energy.
A
But
tall
then it,
drink of water.
yeah, but then it doesn't happen.
Yeah, we'll have to see what comes up with that. But I think just some good advice for people getting through this week. Know that from, now through Saturday, things might be a little bit rocky. Just ride it out and then see what
Mhm.
happens early next week, when, especially like on Tuesday. So just know that, kind of hold on, buckle in for that. And
Yeah,
we
this
should
will
see,
pass. This
yeah, we
too
should see
shall
something kind of
pass.
come beneficial come from it, though, I think,
Yeah, like
around
by
Tuesday.
Wednesday, by tomorrow morning, we have like this beautiful energy, and it feels like the potential is back. Like there's something there that we can be like, yes, okay, moving forward. I got a boost of energy. Let's go. Let's do it. And then, yeah, Venus hits that opposition to Saturn. It's a little bit like that. Oppositions are push and pull. So it can be, yes, I just have to keep moving towards the good thing and not focus on the harmful or hard thing. Like, just, keep your spirits up. Try your best to do whatever you can to keep the spirit moving.
Yeah, work through it, right?
Hmm.
All right, well, I think that that's a good stopping point for this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Where can people find you for astrology readings?
I am just on Facebook under at Made by Megs Astro on my page there. So I think we link it if anybody needs that just on Facebook. Yeah.
Yep. And then if anybody wants to reach out to me for an astrology or tarot reading, you can do that through my website, which is erinlento.com, and find me on YouTube and Instagram at The Witch of Saturn. So thanks so much, Maggie. Good
Yeah,
luck,
thank
everybody,
you.
with this week. And please let us know in the comments how things are going, if this resonates with you, things that you think are accurate from the forecast, and things that, didn't pan out the way that we thought they would. We'd love to hear your feedback.
Of course, always.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.